Are you ready to go around the world? Sit back, relax, and buckle your seatbelt as we take off for an adventure. It's jet-lag free but filled full of fun and travel insights. The only thing you'll need to pack is a sense of humor. Time for the award-winning travel show, Around the World.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and this is Around the World with Arthur. But Arthur couldn't be here today because he had to go somewhere around the world.
Oh.
Don't know where that is. I want to introduce to you my co-host today, who's Ash Blodgett.
Hello. Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
It is so cool because I've been trying to get you on the show for like
a while.
Almost a year.
I think we met exactly a year ago.
We met at some party.
Yeah.
What, do you remember the party?
No. We met at VidCon, didn't we? And then, we
did.
Went, yeah.
Yes, we were, okay. So we're going to tell them the story because this is really fun. Because you need to know Ash. She was at a VidCon, which we have our last segment today. Oh my God, I got so much in this show packed in there. But we're going to also talk about VidCon, where we met.
Yeah.
And so that's coming up. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But we're also going to go around the world with James Adelman, who went to Croatia. And we have this guy, oh my God. This guy is the most amazing traveler. He sold a company, and so now his whole world is traveling around the world, and he's incredible with the camera and with the videos he takes, and I have been tracking him, and it's been very, very hard to get James in the studio because he's always gone. So it's got to be the dates we're filming. So he's coming on, and he's going to show us that. And Ash, we're going to Hawaii with you.
Yes, yep. I went to Hawaii. It was very fun.
And she's great with a camera as well. So let's introduce a little bit about what you do, Ash, so people know.
Sure. Yeah, I'm a YouTuber, a filmmaker, and a freelance videographer. I'm also a LinkedIn Learning instructor, so I have a course on LinkedIn Learning.
And where do you live?
I live in Ventura, California.
That's great, because this is TVSB right now.
Yeah.
And you are right down the freeway, and she comes into town, and we'll have more of those stories later, too. So it's so fun. We also going to go to China, because I just got back from China. So
that's so amazing.
Yeah. So it was a fun trip, and that was also tied to YouTube in a weird way. So it's really an interesting thing how we are blending with the television and the YouTube. So stay with us. We're going to get to Hawaii on our next stop around the world. And we're back. Aloha.
Aloha.
Did you learn to hulu?
I didn't. You know what I've also always wanted to do is do the stand-up paddleboarding, but I've never done it there. I really want to do that though. That'd be fun too.
So tell us about your trip, because we have some video on this trip, but tell us about why you went and set it up.
So Hawaii is my boyfriend Bryce's favorite place on the planet. And we really wanted to go back to Kauai, our favorite island, but we wanted to give Maui another chance because the first time we went, we really did it all wrong. We packed activity after activity after activity, so it was super stressful, and we're arguing and trying to get to these places in time. It was being on this.
Oh, and you're on a love romantic trip. Ash, I don't know. Some of that doesn't sound like it's going to lead to a nice romantic night. You know what I'm talking about?
And we were both sick, I remember, and it was awful. So we went to Maui first, and I gotta say, Kauai has been our favorite island for a really long time because we love how rural it is. It's just everything is tropical. So you can see here, this is actually Maui right now, video I shot there. But we were pleasantly surprised by Maui because this time we didn't book any activities and we gave ourselves the whole time to just explore. And we actually rented a car and drove the Hana Highway. This you're seeing right now is an amazing hike that you can go to at the end of the Hana. Yeah, this is all one hike. It's called the Pipiwaya Trail. And at the end, it's this amazing waterfall that you get to see. That was just insane. And then this is Twin Falls. There was a cute little dog that lives there. Her name is Kiki, and she just lives there at the waterfall. She was great. And then this is I think it's Aoa Valley. I know I'm saying it wrong. I don't know how to say it, but it's also a beautiful place to check out. And the food in Maui, oh my gosh. That's the thing is Kauai is great, but there is some amazing fine dining in Maui that I wasn't expecting. And then in Kauai, we did this amazing boat trip with the Napili Coast Explorers. I think it's called the Napili Exploration or Napili Explorer.
With the dolphins?
Yeah.
Do they come with the boat or what?
They come right up to the boat, and then they take you all the way down the coast, which was awesome because at the time, the whole north side of the island was closed off in Kauai because they had a horrible tropical storm like over a year and a half ago. So this is a sea cave that their boat is so small, it's like a 7-person boat, and they can take you in the sea caves.
Oh my gosh.
This is called the Cathedral Points, I think. And then this is another sea cave with a waterfall that goes through it that they said the Queen of Hawaii used to shower in, which is crazy. I don't know if she really did, but still cool.
Maybe once.
Yeah.
Did you take a shower?
No. But they did back the boat up over under a waterfall that we got to go through too, which was really fun and very cool. That's the waterfall that they backed it up and we went under. And the boat
Did you
captain,
jump off and swim?
We did jump off and snorkel at one point. That's coming up. Here you go. So we got to snorkel with turtles.
Did you have an underwater camera? Look at that.
I did. So I was shooting with the Osmo action camera, which is like a competitor camera to the GoPro. And it's so awesome. I was really impressed. Like, you don't need a waterproof housing. The camera is already waterproof. So all of this is the Osmo action camera. And I think it shoots 4K. I can't remember.
Gosh,
but
this is beautiful. Look at those things coming to the surface and flowing and doing all that. Oh,
it's really
wow.
interesting. So apparently they're like waking up in the morning because it was a morning thing, and one dolphin will like slap the water with their tail to try to wake the other dolphins up. But it was really interesting to watch and see.
It's like the mommy.
Yeah.
Babies, come on.
Yeah.
Let's go eat. Gotta go for breakfast.
Cool. You could just practically like reach out and touch them. It was amazing. I mean, you're not supposed to. Don't do that. But but it was just amazing. They were just like right there, right in front of the boat. It was so cool.
What an adventure.
Yeah. It was awesome. And we stayed at in Maui, we stayed at the Hyatt on the Kaanapali Beach, which if you've ever been there, the Kaanapali Beach is like this long stretch of beach with all these beautiful resorts. And we love the Hyatt because they have a swim up bar in the pool with like waterfalls.
Well, of course you did.
So you can just like drink your drink in the pool.
Let's have the Mai Tai.
Yeah, exactly. And then in Kauai, we stayed at the Marriott, which is right by this beautiful bay. So you have like your own little private bay you can go out and swim in, which is really fun.
Oh my gosh, Ash. What? Oh, there's some pictures now.
Oh yeah.
Look at you, you're holding the waterfall in the palm of your hand.
That's on the Hana Highway. There was just, they say we use like the guidebook, the like really popular one, I can't remember the name, but it says in the guidebook that you get waterfall fatigue, and you literally do, because there's so many waterfalls, you kind of stop caring about them by the time that you're at the end of your trip. You're like, it's another waterfall, let's keep driving, you know.
You're kidding me. Yeah, you get immune to them after a while. That's amazing, waterfall fatigue. Oh,
this is the canyon in Kauai. There's a beautiful Waimea Canyon, which is like, they say it's like the Hawaii's version of the Grand Canyon, which is very beautiful too, and definitely worth checking out.
What a trip. So exciting. So we'll stay with us because we're going to go to Croatia next.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and then we'll come back and go to Anaheim for VidCon. So thanks for sharing your trip.
Yeah,
and
of course.
We'll be right back with Croatia.
Bye.
Bye.
Canine of mine, friend for all time. So glad you're my best friend. Through thick and thin, we'll see things through. Canine of mine, so true.
Get the A to Z on adoptable pets at animalzone.org.
and back around the world. And hey, hi Arthur, wherever you are. This is his show, and I have so much fun hosting
anymore.
it, but not as
I'm
much
taking
fun.
over.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
kidding.
I know we're crowding you out, Arthur. Sorry about that. This is Ash Blodgett, who's co-hosting with me today, and I know her from YouTube. And she's one of my favorites on YouTube, so everybody needs to subscribe to her channel.
Oh, thank you.
And
subscribe to her channel too.
That's right. So, and that would be great. Anyways, that's a whole other subject. We'll get there about all that. We've got so much to talk about that. But right now, we get to go to Croatia with our guest, James Adelman. And hi, James. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Rebecca. I finally made it.
You finally made it. And so I had told Ash that you had done this incredible traveling life. That is so exciting, James. And this is the first time I've been able to get James on the show because James is always traveling, and it's really hard to get dates for James to be in town so he can be on the show. So it's a super great delight. James, it would be really nice if you told everybody your passion about traveling and what you're doing now with your life and traveling, because you're doing a lot of it.
Well, just recently I sold a business that I've owned for about 8 years for the sole purpose of being able to travel and do it while I can and while I'm healthy, and it's my next adventure in life, so I'm really looking forward to it. I've done a lot in the past already, but I'm going to be doing it a lot more, so I'm looking forward to some live shoots one of these days. So we'll have to maybe I'll start my own travel show. I don't know.
Well, yeah, watch out, Arthur. Well, terrific. And so can you talk to us about how you chose this trip and what this trip was about for you and what we're going to see in your beautiful pictures of this trip?
Well, over the years I've been very interested in water primarily. That's why I live here in beautiful Santa Barbara, of course. But I've always been interested in the Croatian coastline after visiting the Mediterranean, the Italian coast, the French coast, the Spanish coast, and of course the Pacific coast. And Croatia has been calling me for a few years, and I had never even watched the Game of Thrones, so it had nothing to do with that. But I did watch I watched 5 seasons of it within 2 weeks during our beautiful May gloom weather that we had here, and so I had plenty of time to watch all the shows and get all primed for going to where it all happened, and I was not disappointed. It was a beautiful coastline, probably one of the most pristine coastlines I've seen in ever. Water-wise, it's the clarity, no seaweed, and no white sharks, so that actually helps quite a bit. But
so you're not afraid to go in the water?
No.
Did you take a couple dips there, James?
You can actually see what's coming at you there, and it's nice. But the Croatian coastline is actually the Dalmatian coast, and it starts basically from Venice.
Oh, here we have a picture. What are we looking at?
This particular picture is a small island off the coast of Split called Trogir. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. As you can see, it's just phenomenal. The colors, the layout.
Yeah, look how blue the water is.
Is it really that blue, or is there a lot of photo correction in that?
No, that particular picture was.
It says as blue as my top today.
Yeah, so I was trying to make it match. Yes.
Wow. I matched the water scenes. Look at you.
Yeah.
That's you. So you're proving that you're actually in that spot,
That's
James.
right. I had to do at least one photo with me in it, so they didn't think I was just copying.
Copying from Google. Well, where was that? What were we looking at?
That was in the same area. That was called the island of Trogir. Again, it's a beautiful small island. Every island or port you go to has a beautiful little old, typically Catholic church surrounded by a walled city, and they range in size from Dubrovnik, obviously, which is the largest of all of them, to some of the smaller ones up and down the coast. And the nice thing is you can zigzag back and forth in between each one in 20, 30 minutes on public transportation. It's so easy.
Really?
Although next time I'm going to probably rent my own boat but I have to get a driver's license for there.
You do to drive a boat?
You have to have an international captain's license. Even though I run all over Santa Barbara, I cannot do it there without showing them that I'm a captain.
Whoa! So is that involving training for you?
Yes, hours and hours of training in Croatia. So I have to fly back there and do some. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
Actually, I can get them here in Santa Barbara.
Oh, cool.
So anyway,
So where's this? We have another picture.
Yeah,
here.
this shot is from the port of Hvar. It's a port very well known if you're in the yachting circles, because that's where they hold Yacht Week every year. And
Yacht Week.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
We got to go, Ash.
Yeah.
most of the yachts are typically anywhere from 100 to 200 feet long, and they typically will dock in there and then go to the little islands, or they'll create a circle and have a nonstop kind of a Cancun-style party.
Like you passed the salt. Oh, this is pretty. What's that?
Yeah, this is Hvar. This is a shot. I really enjoyed the small boats. They're very colorful. The water was amazing. That's just the same island, the same port of Hvar, which is between Split and Dubrovnik, actually.
Wow.
Very easy to get to.
How was the food there?
A lot of fish, very Mediterranean, lots of hummus, lots of great Croatian wine.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was very
Really?
good. Yeah, very
How
good.
was the wine? Are you kidding me?
That's-
Like
yeah.
what varietals? What were you drinking? Red,
I
white?
can't pronounce them. You know, red and white, right? And some bubbly.
Yeah.
But the
Could
wine
you
is
speak any?
fantastic.
What's the language in Croatia?
Croatian.
Croatian.
But they mainly speak English, and it was a kind of it was part of the Bosnia and Herzegovina issue years ago, so it was not that popular until just recently.
Because of the war.
Well, you can go there because of the war was going on, and then all of a sudden, when the Game of Thrones came out, then everybody wanted to go. So it's kind of like what
Boon
happened.
to the economy.
Yes, it's very.
Interesting.
It's going to be the next Venice, and so if you really want to see it in its natural state, go soon.
Go now.
Yeah. It's also under their Croatian currency as well. This particular picture is my bike that I rented. You can actually rent bikes or take them on the ferries with you and ride around all the islands. Are just absolutely stunning photos. This particular spot was uphill, and it was overlooking an island called Korčula, which is another small walled island off the coast of.
So they're
Dubrovnik.
walled because that was protection. These
Absolutely.
are fortresses
Yes.
that were islands.
Yep. Remember the Game of Thrones?
I haven't.
They had walls around everything to keep everybody out.
Yeah, yeah.
This is your conversation.
The Red Keep.
Yeah.
Is that where they shot that?
Well, that'll be next.
That'll be
actually.
next.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No
Okay.
dragons.
Oh,
in
there
this
we
one.
have something. What's that?
This is a little tiny church on a little tiny island in the middle of the Bay of Kotor, which is part of Montenegro, which is another stop that I went. From Dubrovnik, it's about an hour and a half bus ride to get there, and then you can take a number of different ferries or small boats all around the Bay of Kotor, which is another beautiful area, very
Look
lush.
at those mountains behind.
Very much like
you.
Hawaii, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
the water
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
just like it. So
Is it warm
clear.
like Hawaii too?
Very temperate. Doesn't have the trade winds like Hawaii does, but it's 72 degrees plus or minus. It gets a little hotter in the summertime. This again is another photo of Korčula, which is one of the most beautiful little spaces I went to. I liked this island more than almost all the other ones because it was very quaint. It's very easy to get to. Again, just beautiful walkways, great food, just fabulous.
Look at that
Hotel
huge
was-
yacht on the left, though. What the heck is that? Is
That
that,
was-
a cruise
yeah, that
ship
was
or
one
what?
That's
my
yours,
boat.
right?
Yeah.
That's you.
Someday. Someday soon.
Wow. Well, that's really fantastic. And so your accommodations, how did they go? How
Well,
were
the
those?
interesting part was I stayed in 10 different hotels over 21 days, and the main reason is because I zigzagged back and forth. And these islands are small enough to where you can walk around them in a day. You know, if you get a bike, you can ride around them and get your exercise. But they're small enough to where, okay, you've seen it and you go see another one. And they're all uniquely different. This particular picture was taken, it's actually one of my favorite shots. That was taken in the Bay of Kotor, again, very close to a little town called Kotor, and so it's a very beautiful spot, which we'll see in a minute. If you ever get a chance, if you're in Croatia, definitely go
God.
to Montenegro, which is what this is.
Wow.
And the clarity of the water, the greenery, the boats.
Look at the reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great shot. I really had fun with that. Again, another walled city, Catholic church in the middle. great seafood. It was awesome. That was a real surprise for me to see. I didn't have any expectations of Montenegro except for some James Bond movies that I was in. No, I'm kidding. Someday. Wow. Again, this is also in Kotor. This is a Roman aqueduct that they had built, and that is the color of the water. It was emerald green. Yes, it was amazing.
Is it very deep there? Sorry.
No, that's a great question.
Is it very deep there?
Not there.
Not there.
Not in that
Okay.
spot. No, but in the middle of the bay it gets deep. Okay. But there's Roman ruins all over the place. So as you know, the Romans kind of had their way through most of that part of the world, and still have remnants of it on almost every major city there. So.
And I want to ask about the green color. It's reflected. So what do you know? What made that water so green?
It would be algae growing on the rocks and the clear water. So the
so you see the algae below.
Well, it's green. That if it's not moving a lot. So that area was extremely green. But the rest of Croatia that I saw from the water was crystal blue. Not like the Cancun kind of blue, but more of just a royal emerald. Greenish blue is beautiful.
Like that. Like that blue.
Actually, that shot was flying into Dubrovnik from my airplane flying in. I don't know if you still have it up there or not, but.
All right. Well, James, just so many great pictures from that trip alone. So I hope you will please come back and share another trip with us. To see, James, do you have any ways that you'd like people to contact you, or a website, anything like that, or?
Through you.
Okay.
So you can filter them all.
Over a glass of Chardonnay. Come talk to me about James. I'll tell you everything. No. So, well, thank you so much for being our guest today.
It was my pleasure.
And it was really a fantastic photographed and discussed trip that you did.
I wish I had more to show you. Actually, I do, but
okay, we'll have to save that for another time.
I'll take Mom to the airport.
Yes, and Betty, his mother, is here, which is so excited. I got to meet your mom. She's so delightful. Went to Vassar. She's quite the incredibly smart woman that has done a ton in her career, and raising a nice son like you.
Aww.
Okay, so stay with us as we go around the world, and up we go to China. Up and away. Next.
Bonjour Alex.
Bonjour Renaud.
Happiness? It's great food prepared the French way.
Chocolate eclair.
What makes you happy?
A touch of Paris.
Without the trip to France. Handcrafted daily in our bakeries especially for you. Indulge yourself.
Bon appétit.
Please visit Renaud's in Gelston, Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
We're back on Around the World. Arthur's not here today. He's traveling somewhere. Ooh. It's hard to keep track of Arthur. He has a very exciting, wonderful life, and he's also filming a wonderful new show called Animal Zone, and it's incredible because it's how he it shows the world of all these great things people are doing to save and rescue animals and take care of their animals that they do rescue. And it's a most wonderful, loving show that is great to watch with the whole family. And you get warm fuzzies inside watching this show.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any
That's
pets?
great. I do. I have a dog. His name's Spencer.
Aw.
He's adorable. He's so cute. I actually just did a Twitter post the other day about how I just can't believe people who don't believe that animals have emotions, and I shared this story about how my dog had a nightmare last night, and he woke me up and I comforted him, and he was like totally scared, you know, just like a human. He was displaying emotions. So yeah,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, anyways, I ended up now we're going to talk about my trip to
Yes. So you went to China.
Yes.
And when did you go? Really recently?
I just got back, and actually right before VidCon, I only was here 3 days to unpack and repack, and didn't quite unpack, and then went to mainland China by Shanghai, a little place about 2 hours from Shanghai, and here we go. So I arrived off the airplane, and I was there for a YouTube conference.
Yeah, you were speaking, right?
Yes, I was a YouTube influencer for the Amazon Global Conference, and so I spoke in front of thousands of people about what it's like to hire a YouTuber to incorporate Chinese products into a video that highlights them. And so I do all kinds of, there's the fans, they're so cute, all kinds of stuff. So I went around with this announcer, I was on live Amazon TV, and there's the hotel I stayed in.
Oh my gosh.
Which was the Hilton in Hangzhou. It's called Hangzhou, and they, you know, we would say Hangzhou, but they say Hangzhou is the pronunciation, and it was just a really spectacular hotel. They'd sent me that picture and that picture where I was staying, and it's like, okay, and there it was. And they gave me a suite in the hotel. It was, you know, huge.
Oh my gosh, that bathtub.
Yeah, and there I am right off the plane. That was 20 hours of traveling. There's my luggage.
gosh.
As I jumped, I want to get there's a view from the hotel, and that is what I looked at. That is Hangzhou growing. And there's me the next day, no makeup on, but proving that I was actually there, the Hilton there, and having breakfast, and this young man would serve me every day a latte as I walked in. He knew this is her recipe, or this is what she likes to drink, and this beautiful restaurant, and everything was included, and the food was amazing. And so I'd start with a coffee, then off I would go to this amazing Chinese food center with those are tea eggs.
Yes, yeah.
And they had all kinds of eggs. They had eggs every which way, and I just got a few of the baskets. But that was a dining room, and then they had some American foods for like a pastry center, donuts and waffles and muffins and all this kind of stuff. But nobody even touched that. It was like, it just, every day they would freshen it up. But what really I was there for was the amazing buffet. And I would go through there. This is like 8 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning, because you know all the jet lag and stuff. And I got to have anything I wanted, which included, for me, I love chow mein, like pan-fried noodles, and I loved all the vegetables they had. And then he gave me this bowl of incredible porridge that I put some vegetables in. It's a Chinese,
a traditional Chinese breakfast, right?
Yeah. And it was delicious. And I've never had it before, but it was standard at all the different places I went to in China. And then you put all the toppings you want. They had everything out there. So of course, got a little soy sauce in me. I like that in that porridge. I liked more Chinese-y tastes. I didn't want to go sweet. And so the chefs are cooking, they cook you anything you want. It was just the most amazing service with the kindest people. And then it was time to go on a train ride to Shanghai. First day I got there, I wanted to go do that. Tired as I was, it didn't matter. And I wanted to show everybody what I saw out of the window of a car. It was kind of rainy but hot outside. But these are the buildings. I'm trying to show you, although the cars are all new there. This was like a typical taxi in there. They could hook up your phone. They had all the electronic devices. They wore masks. There was a little air pollution. Hangzhou was not that bad. But everything around me was very, there's a train station.
Oh my
That
gosh.
was in Hangzhou. It took 30 minutes to get there. Now this, my God, can you imagine this? Can you imagine how many people are in this train station? This is like 9 o'clock midweek or 10 o'clock midweek in the morning. It was immense. This train station had only been built 3 years before. Everything there is new.
Wow.
The buildings are new, the train station's new, they had KFC, they had Starbucks, they had so much American enterprise there. Dairy Queen in a train station in China. I was flipped out when I saw that.
Wow.
Can you imagine the people?
I
All
know,
these people.
wow. And they're all commuters, right? Like on their normal.
I don't know where they're going. They were so kind, so nice. They would help you, but everybody's on a cell phone all the time in China. It's shocking. I didn't know they had that many iPhones out there. They look like, iPhones are brand new phones, really high tech, and always well dressed, very elegant, very clean, sweet, well groomed, kind. I just can't say enough about how lovely everybody I met in China was. Helpful, but to themselves, reserved. They're along doing their business. They're along doing their thing, what they need to do, where they need to go. But China has a huge population, and it gets around with this bullet train.
Oh wow!
I didn't take the bullet train.
Oh, okay.
But you could. And I could have taken like a 30-minute train that goes 300 miles an hour to Shanghai.
Oh my gosh.
But instead, I was on the other train in business class, and that's what it looked like in the cabins. I was trying to be discreet with my camera because I was in communist China. But I didn't see anything communist about China when I was there. And I wanted to show everybody what I saw out of the windows of the train. There it is. It looks so modern, so clean. Everything was clean. The bathrooms were the least clean thing of anything in China. That was kind of an oddity thing. But the rest of everything was perfect, perfectly clean, extra clean. So I wanted to see some of the countryside. And so when I was able to get a picture of those rice fields, or something green. But look at that. All those things were just built. Those are all new construction. Those have a lot of personality to them, and those are low rises. Those are only like 3 stories, 5 stories, 10 stories. But see in the background, you have 20-story.
Oh, wow.
Those are all condominiums. There's a rice field I saw, the last remaining one, really. Hardly any of those. And all development, and this is way in the sticks. I mean, this is in the sticks, but the sticks has grown up there, developed. So just gazing out the window, taking more shots, just shocked at the little bit of agriculture. And this is, on a train track. It's not going to have buildings right next to it, but you could see the buildings, a little haze and a little air a little smog. And then I arrived at the railway station in Shanghai. So I'm going to have another segment coming up, but I wanted to really talk about the travel in the countryside. I'm going to do another segment on Shanghai and on the rest of the stuff I saw in China.
Oh wow!
But this was just so interesting, just how I got around with the public transportation. That was a journey itself. The food shots. Can't wait to get into the food part of my trip. The street food. So they're looping it, but so just have to say that that was. I would just recommend to anybody that might go to a foreign country especially China, the transportation was amazing.
Yeah.
And even though everything is in Chinese.
There's a lot of American, right?
No.
Or English, I mean?
No,
not
a
American,
little
sorry.
tiny bit in the
English?
signs. And some people speak a little bit of English, but the language was a barrier, but I was alone that day and got through those transportation things by figuring things out. And lucky, you just need to know the track and the train number and the direction you're going, and that's all you really need to know.
Oh wow!
And the time, and you can do it. So that was an experience. But the conference happened the next day.
Yeah. So how long was the conference? How many days?
I really only thought I was going to be on stage one day for this. But actually, the first day was a dress rehearsal. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was there like 4 nights, but I was really working except that one trip to Shanghai the whole time. So we did a dress rehearsal, and they were setting up the exhibit, and it was a big, huge convention center. It's like Anaheim Convention Center.
Wow.
It's really big.
Yeah.
And they took over. So Amazon Global is, I guess, very small in China. I mean, which is shocking.
Yeah.
It's AliExpress, Alibaba is the
right.
big Amazon in China. So Amazon wants to make a competitive mark in there, and they want Chinese companies to sell products on Amazon. And the purpose of this was to help Chinese companies see that they can go, instead of doing OEM, to do their own thing. So I was asked to speak speak there and tell them that, encourage them that you can hire YouTubers like Ash, you know, and Rebecca, and all 1.9 billion of us, however many there are, to be able to incorporate products to help them sell at incredible prices. I mean, I have to say that because I've done 500 Amazon commercials within my my YouTube channel. And those 500 companies sell things at a really affordable price. So I do like the free trade that you can do on Amazon. So it was really the most amazing thing, and I had no idea that I'd be the only YouTuber there. It was one of the most exciting moments of my career so far. So
Did you get to do any other panels or anything that was interesting as well?
Yeah. So besides going live Amazon TV, then I was on the panel, and really exciting. And so it was an amazing place, amazing trip. But we're going to come over and go to VidCon next for the next conference with Ash Blodgett, Zuri Chavez, Melissa Lane, and talk about that fun trip to Anaheim VidCon. And back around the world, and hi to Arthur, who couldn't make it today, and co-hosting today with me is Ash Blodgett.
Hello. Thank you.
And this is the most fun segment because we all just came back from a trip to, take it away, tell us where we went to.
VidCon. Didn't you say 30,000 people were there at VidCon in Anaheim at the Anaheim Convention Center? This was their 10th year, actually.
Yeah, it was the anniversary. How many years have you been to VidCon?
I've been about, I want to say like 3 or 4 times I've been, and we met at VidCon.
We met at VidCon.
Yeah, last year I think it was.
At the comedy networking session, because I was doing work for Adult Swim.
You were,
and Adult Swim really needs to know Ash Blodgett. So hopefully I've got a lot of Adult Swim friends on my Facebook. So this girl, she's perfect for Adult Swim.
Thank you.
It's so much fun, and you do LinkedIn. So,
and I do a comedy series on there called YouTube Tips Weekly, where it's very funny, but I teach about YouTube. And then I also make comedy films and whatnot. So I went to the meetup and met Rebecca, and it was perfect. We were like, she's like, oh, I live in Santa Barbara, and I was like, I live in Ventura. I can't believe that. I've never met another YouTuber so close.
Either have I. That I even met you, and that we were so close. That was an instant bond. And the thing is, this year, I went with my teammates, and which includes Melissa Lane and Zuri Chavez, who work with me editing and videographing our productions that we create at my Rebecca Brand Production Studios. And so this was the most exciting year ever because you guys came with me. So tell us a little about yourselves and VidCon. What's your experience at VidCon?
Well, I've been doing film for a while, got a cinema production degree, I've been wanting to work with Rebecca for a while, and I've never been to VidCon, so this is my first year. I was super excited about it.
Yeah, because it is your world. It's what Zuri and Melissa have studied for so long, and this is how the new wave of video is now, is about, and it's not just YouTube that's there, it's Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitch and everything that is video digital productions was that, which is the center of your careers and your world.
Mecca.
Yes.
And so, Zuri, what you created video today that we're going to see?
Yeah. So it's just a compilation of whatever pictures and video I got. It was on my story on Instagram, so I put that together. But just like Melissa, it was also my first time, and so it was very great. I haven't gone before, so I've heard about it, and I actually have because I've been doing this since 16, being a videographer editor. I'm 22 now, and so my media teacher from high school, he went last year, and I saw he was there, and I was like, oh cool. I told him my boss was there at the time too. You had went last year. I was already editing for you, and so to go this time, I was like, yeah, like let's do it. Let's all go. So we all 3 went, and so it was so much fun. I learned a lot, and it was kind of eye-opening to see more people that are doing the same thing as we do. And
because it was a conference,
yeah.
And so you had choices to do many different things, and so we're going to go watch Melissa's Zuri's video first, and we're going to watch Zuri's video of her take on it, and you can describe what you're doing because it's a learning as well as fun. Go ahead, Zuri, take it over.
So there's Anaheim Convention Center. When we first got there, you guys are in front of me. So as there's all those people there. That was in front of the convention center. I think that was the second day, and so there was a lot of people, everybody, all video creators or people in industry, or even just kids that love video. So that was my badge I think we all had that creator badge. And so there's all kinds of people. There's workshops and tips of how to create on Premiere Pro, which is the editing software I do. There is a woman in filmmaking. So there's just all kinds of workshops. That one was really good. And people from, so Adobe is what I, edit on and use all kinds of editing software. And so it was just kind of a quick compilation here of what I had.
Gosh,
and
I
where
hadn't
we were.
seen any of that, Zuri. That is so cool.
I love Adobe, so I was just I was just rocking it.
Nice.
And Jay Shetty, some people that went to speak to. That was the first time hearing him speak, and he's also great in making wisdom go viral. Is his main thing. So, and then there's the Canon booth, which I use Canon. I love Canon. So that was one of the sweepstakes things that they had us do, and then I had all kinds of gear. And so so it's fun. You can go and be part of it, get some gear. And this was the concert for YouTubers. So they gave YouTubers all kinds of awards in different categories of what was popular at the time. And so I just got some video of the concert. It was really fun. It was my first time going to. That's Sam Sue. I had watched him since I was in middle school. So when he came out singing, I was just stoked. I was like, wow. And of course, Megan Trainor, she came on too, and she was the last act. But so it was a lot going on. I didn't know that all of that was going to be happening. Again, it was my first time, so
it's overwhelming.
We were both there at the concert, and we were just like, oh, okay, wow, there's awards going on now. There was also Sean Evans, which does Hot Ones, where he eats hot wings with celebrities and so and interviews them at the same time while they're eating these hot wings. So he was there too at that YouTube concert, and so just everybody, I was like, oh wow, okay, I know these people. And so it was overwhelming, but it was a very fun experience, and being able to learn from all those workshops that were shown there, that I was able to kind of validate and also relearn a couple things that I had learned throughout the years, but also to hear what other tips you can do, or what other tricks there are now with algorithms, or just building your channel, or just more.
There was so much knowledge, and we all sat together, and many of those together. And my favorite ones were, like the YouTube algorithm. Man, I wanted to know what's going to make my video pop and go viral, and that was huge. Always. And then yours. So we're going to show yours and talk about yours in a bit. But my gosh, Ash, it was so cool for us to sit as Ash as a presenter at VidCon.
Thank you.
An incredible learning section.
Too, though, right?
Yes, and we have photos with Melissa, and you describe to us your vision of YouTube.
Oh my gosh. This was Roberto Blake.
Oh, he's so great.
Love him. I've been watching his videos lately, literally just a few days before this, and then there he was. It was just kind of amazing to be able to meet the big YouTubers.
And what's his topic?
He teaches other video creators how to create on YouTube and how to make money at it.
He actually talked really last year. I was surprised he didn't talk this year.
Yeah, he's going to be at Vid Summit, so there's I learned about another conference. So this guy's the videographer for the guy who puts on Vid Summit, which is another conference like VidCon minus all the community track. Yes. So he was the first person we all networked at an industry party with, which was super awesome to meet him, because we're videographers. It's easy to go up to him and be like, what's your camera? I have that geared.
I always do that too.
Easy icebreaker for networking is always, hey, what's your gear that you're working with? There we are at the networking party as well with him again, so that was fun. That was a great photo you took, Rebecca. Thank you. Yeah, but the main thing about I love conferences is the networking. It's just meeting the right people, getting good Instagram photos this one in crazy sets that you normally wouldn't be able to get.
Yeah, they had a lot of that because a lot of people were taking their cameras out and videography.
Look at that one. That was my favorite one because I tried to do it like a family portrait where it's all serious. And then this is my life as Ava. She talked about her team, how she got a publicist and a manager, and it was really cool to meet her and just see the next steps that you can do with a YouTube channel. And that's the moment I met Roberto Blake, how to make that happen. That was just awesome. It's just so crazy to be watching. Oh, the Fine Brothers. They were the original YouTubers that created a reaction channel. So those videos where you see kids react to eating a bug or something, funny things, and they go really, really viral. So those were the people that first started that. Once again, another fun Instagram photo, being a Barbie. I was really surprised why Barbie had an expo booth, but it was because she has her own YouTube channel. Who would have known?
Yeah,
who would have known
they're
that?
They're trying to bring her back, I think. I had a friend who worked for Mattel, and they're trying to revamp Barbie.
Yeah, so many different companies have so much presence on YouTube and Facebook and everything. That was just a fun greeting to VidCon Instagram photo.
Love those photos. Those are so much fun.
Yeah, this was my favorite. I mean, I grew up with TRL, MTV, so that set was one of my favorites.
That's from MTV?
That's an MTV booth. Yeah.
Was that on the con floor?
This is the conference expo hall. Yeah, down below. So there's me and Zuri at the Instagram area. Yeah, so the community track was people who are fans of YouTubers can go and meet them and everything. But then we were on the creator one, so we, that's how I actually got to talk to Roberto Blake and say hi because they were just there and it was way more easy access. I saw a travel vlogger down on the conference floor. It was just, you're wow. I just watch you all the time. Wow, there you are.
It's the new Hollywood. Is the VidCon becomes that. It's
it will be, and it is. Yeah,
conference of fame. And so I want you to stay with us for our next segment, and we're going to talk some more about VidCon. And I have a video that I created, and then Ash has one that she created from our experiences of VidCon too. So stay with us, and we're going to watch that next. And we're back on Around the World without Arthur today, and Ash Blodgett.
Hello.
My co-host.
Taking over. Sorry, Arthur. Sorry.
Well, I'm sure he's appreciative to have someone as fun and lovely and exciting as you to be here with me in the plane. As we're flying back to VidCon, which stands for Video Conference, VidCon in Anaheim, California. And so we're going to watch my video next. But I just want to say before this video plays that, because you're going to see within the video, how exciting it was for me to be with my teammates, Melissa Lane, Zuri Chavez, who leads my editing department and has been with me for a couple years. And she'd heard about VidCon, and then Melissa came on and said, "Let's go, girls." So it was such a girls' trip. And then Ash, it was so wonderful that you were speaking there. And it was when we were planning this trip, we were going, what are we going to do? Okay, which is oh my gosh, Ash is speaking. It's we got to go there. And so we're making sure our phone alarms would go off so we would be there on time with good seats and saw you. So that's part of my clip. So let's watch it. Here we go. And it's here's highlights of my VidCon trip of 2019 in Anaheim, California. I'm Rebecca Brand, and I have a YouTube channel, and this is the mecca of conferences of the whole year. I took my teammates Melissa and Zuri, and we started off by having some fun. There are 3 levels to enter the conference. You can go as the community, and this is what the community floor looks like. There is so much going on, and so many people go there. There's about 30,000 people in attendance at the VidCon conference. My lead editor, Zuri, and I went to the Canton booth, and we got to pick a game to play. We decided to play the Whisper game. And that's where she says something to me and I can't hear it, and I have to guess what she said.
I had mush for breakfast and we'll have it for dinner.
There were so many fun things to do. It was hard to decide where to spend my time because what I really was there for was to get to work. At some point, it became time to conference. The conference was packed.
And they were making fun of 90s commercials, but very specific.
Famous YouTubers spoke, like Ash Blodgett, who spoke about how to grow a channel.
Those from the 90s, right? Oh yeah. So they're sorting the viewer's expectation because you can find it.
I was most interested in the statistics of growing a YouTube channel and what it meant with all the different analytics they have available.
You want to know how to do it, right? Now, we're working really hard to make that easy for all people.
Figuring out how YouTube ranks your video is very important to me. I want to know the algorithm so my videos will go viral more often.
Over time,
And there are vendors everywhere to help YouTubers be more successful with their channels, and I talk to them. And one never knows who they might be seated next to in those big conference rooms. I hit the Holy Grail. Right next to me were 2 dudes that were involved in creating the YouTube algorithm. And knowing how that algorithm works is almost like doing insider trading on YouTube. And I noticed they were snickering at the speaker. Like maybe he didn't quite know what he was talking about.
all these like historical things on your channel and the metadata.
When it came to that algorithm.
Over time, it
And after 3 full days, it was time to call it a wrap. Yay!
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Oh, it's a video. Wait, hold on. Okay, one more.
And the last shot was you. It's like the camera, we're having so much
Yeah.
fun. And now I want to hear your take.
Yeah, let's check out my video.
There's also this really awesome all that burger car. Wait. Oh, hold on. Isn't that cool?
Good morning, Internet family. Ash here, and I'm back from VidCon, and I can't wait to share with you all of the adventures I had. VidCon was an absolute blast, and there were a bazillion people there, as usual. I didn't get much time to run around the con floor as I'd like, but what little of it I saw was pretty awesome. It had everything you could want, from Nickelodeon stuff, to makeup, to video cameras, and of course, Nerf guns.
One of the special perks of having a speaker badge was that I also got to go into all of the VidCon VIP speaker lounges, which were made especially for feature creators and speakers. And these lounges absolutely blew me away, especially the Facebook lounge that had a full set with a film crew that would shoot footage of you and then help you edit it. These lounges were so decked out and filled with other YouTubers, as well as lots and lots of free food. I mean, you guys know how much I like free food, right? Anyway, honestly, these were some of my favorite parts of VidCon because not only that, they also gave me a bunch of free stuff. So much free stuff. I got a t-shirt, I got a blanket, I got a mug, and a bunch of free makeup. Another awesome perk of having a speaker badge was that I also got to attend all of the industry panels. And if you're wondering if the $600 ticket is worth it, well, let me tell you, it is. But make your company pay for it or, you know, become a speaker and get it for free. And I also got to go to the VidCon VIP party, again, exclusive to feature creators and speakers. It's basically the con floor all to ourselves. It seems empty just because the con floor is huge and there's a much smaller amount of VIP people. Yeah, I thought maybe I'd tell you guys about my talk today. It was so awesome. So it was like a packed house. In fact, they came and told me when I was behind the stage that it was packed. And they're like, for your safety, you should leave through the back. Which is kind of crazy. But it was awesome. And a lot of people came and they asked questions and it was really cool. I still can't believe that I gave a talk to over 750 people. It's just unreal and definitely one of the highlight moments of my life. What are some of your life highlights? Let me know about the epic things you've done in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more of my adventures or you just want to hang out with me some more, you can see my Santa Barbara Film Festival vlog here, and whatever video that YouTube thinks you'd like over here. No judgment, it's cool. You know, YouTube just knows you better than yourself, so click that button.
That was awesome, Ash.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
Thank you.
Don't you love the YouTube world? Or
yes,
what do you think?
I love nerding out with other YouTubers. So my friends don't like listening about it, so it's great to have other people who do. It was really fun, and thanks for being there with me. It was so fun to see you. I know,
we got to go hang out, and we had little happy hours and dinners and other things, and anyways, we had a great time. So we'll have to do it again next year. So thank you so much for being with us on the show today. I want to thank Zuri Chavez, Melissa, Lane, for being here, our guests here for the big YouTube celebration, and all the great stuff you guys do with us, with me, every day. And it's really a joy to work with wonderful, well, this is like a women tribe here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Arthur, the girls have taken over.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us today, and Ash, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having
being
me
on the show.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Please come back again.
I will.
And I want to have a huge thank you to Mike Nicholson and Ken Baxter, who really helped put the show together and did so much behind the scenes. And I really can't even tell you enough about how wonderful it is that they've really done so much and helped me so much with the production of the show, like always. So big hats off to you. And Arthur, hope to see you again soon when you get back from wherever that place is you are around the world. I'm Rebecca Brand. Subscribe to Ash Blodgett's channel and my channel on YouTube. Why not? And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you for traveling with us today on Around the World. We hope you'll join us for another adventure next week. In the meantime, all of us at Around the World wish you happy trails.